Your bank could be costing you more than you realize. Here is why it's time to break up and take control of your finances. Traditional banking has been the norm for so long that it's easy to assume is the only option. But the truth is, most of us have been stuck in a bad relationship with our banks for far too long. We put up with mediocre customer service, hidden fees, and interest rates that's barely covered inflation. It's time to take a step back and ask ourselves if it's really worth it. I'm guessing you are watching this video because you're fed up with the way your bank treats you. You are not alone. Millions of people are waking up to the realization that the traditional banking is no longer serving their best interest. And today, we are going to explore the reason why you should break up with your bank. So, what can you expect from this video? We dive into the frustrations we all face when dealing with traditional banks, from overdraft fees to poor customer service. We also uncover some shocking statistics that will make you question why you are still loyal to your bank. And finally, we explore some exciting alternatives that can help you take control of your finances. Let's face it, traditional bank is a relic of the past. It's time-consuming, expensive, and often feels like a necessary evil. But what if I told you there are better options out there? Options that can save you money, simplify your life, and even give you a sense of community and connection. When was the last time you walked into a bank and felt like you were treated like a person, not a number? When did your bank last give you a call to check in on your financial well-being or offer you personalized advice without trying to sell you something? Exactly. It's time to acknowledge that traditional banks are no longer serving us, and it's time to take a stand. From ridiculous overdraft fees to minimum balance requirements, it's no wonder we often feel like we are being nickeled and dimed to death. And don't even get me started on the fine print. Who has time to read through pages of confusing terms and conditions? It's like they are speaking a different language. We have all been there, standing in line for what feels like an eternity, waiting for some teller to finally acknowledge our existence. And when we finally get to the front of the line, we are rushed through our transaction like we are an inconvenience, not a customer. It's like traditional banks have forgotten that we are human beings, not just account numbers. I have lost count of how many times I've been slapped with a convenience fee just for using my debit card. Convenience fee. Are they kidding me? It's 2024 and I still have to pay to access my own money. It's like they are punishing us for not using cash. In the United States alone, banks rake in over $30 billion a year in overdraft fees. $30 billion. That's not just a few bucks here. And there is that staggering amount of money that could be going straight into our pockets instead. And what's worse, these fees often target the most vulnerable members of our society, those living paycheck to paycheck or struggling to make ends meet. But it gets even worse. Did you know that the average American has over 30 days worth of living expenses in their savings account, just in case their bank decides to deny them access to their own money? 30 days. That's like having to plan for an entire month without being able to touch your own cash. It's crazy. Traditional banks love to tout their customer service as some kind of badge of honor. But let's be real, how many times have you been stuck on hold for what feels like an eternity, only to be transferred to some robot who can't even answer your question? It's like they are more interested in collecting our fees than actually helping us. A study by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau found that over 50% of Americans have been forced to close their bank accounts due to hidden fees. 50%. That's not just a mistake, that's a systemic problem. And it's not just the fees themselves, it's the fact that they are often hidden in the fine print, designed to trap us into a cycle of debt and fees. In 2020, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency found that the top 5 banks in the US had racked up over $10 billion in fines and settlements for violating consumer protection laws. $10 billion. That's not just a few bad apples, that is an entire rotten tree. So what's the solution? It's time to start exploring alternatives to traditional banking. Credit unions, online banks and fintech companies are leading the charge in offering affordable, customer-centric bank solutions that actually put our needs first. By the way, if you are finding this video helpful and you are ready to take control of your financial future, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. I have got a lot more tips and tricks coming your way, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. Credit unions, for example, are member-owned and operated, which means they are not beholden to shareholders or profit margins. They are often more community-focused, offering better interest rates and lower fees. And online banks, they are like the tech-saving cousins of traditional banking, offering sleek apps, 24/7 customer service, and often higher interest rates to boot. I remember sharing my story with a friend about switching to an online bank and saving over $1,000 a year in fees alone. $1,000. That's not just a drop in the pocket. It's real money that can make a real difference in our lives. Another viewer, Mark, told us about his experience with a credit union. He was able to get a home loan at a fraction of the interest rates offered by his traditional bank, saving him thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. So, how can you start making the transition away from the traditional banking? First, take some time to research your options. Look into credit unions, online banks, and fintech companies that align with your values and financial goals. Next, take stock of your finances and see where you can cut back on unnecessary fees. Finally, take the leap and make the switch. It might take some time, but trust me, it's worth it. One of the most powerful testimonials I have come across is from a woman named Rachel. She was tired of being nicky and dim by a traditional bank, so she made the switch to a credit union. And you know what? She's never looked back. She saved thousands of dollars and even gotten involved in her community through the credit union outreach program. It's a beautiful thing. So what's the takeaway from today's video? Traditional banking is no longer serving our best interests. It's time to take a stand, explore our options, and start making the transition away from the hidden fees, poor customer service, and mediocre interest rates. If you are tired of being treated like a number, it's time to take back control of your finances, explore alternative banking options, and start building a better future for yourself. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your own banking horror stories in the comments below. And if you are new here, consider subscribing for more financial tips, tricks, and insights that can help you take back control of your money. See you in the next video. Ready to break up with your bank? Watch this next video on the top 5 online banks for 2024. I'm Richard, and this is Ultima.